Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I just thought I'd spend a little quiet time with you in regard to Joel S. Goldsmith's Infinite Way. As we relax in this infinite, invisible, and allow to take a break from the five sense world of all the forms, all the storms, or whatever aggravation or frustration may be appearing, as we truly learn what Joel taught his students in regard to the idea that if our consciousness is anywhere but in that infinite realm of perfection, it's in the world mind. And this world mind hypnotizes us, mesmerizes us into believing and thinking that we are just mortal beings separate from God. But as we allow this infinite realm to encompass our being, to know that truly where we dwell is in that secret place of the Most High. But if we're not dwelling with that infinite, invisible, that infinite consciousness, where everything is in its right place, right now, that sure, we still see the forms, as Joel teaches us. We can take a break from them. We can close our eyes if we choose. But we can also come to a point in our meditations where we have our eyes open and we just relax in that take no thought. Take no thought for your human life, as Jesus taught us so well. But as we also know, what Joel teaches us, that as you take no thought for that human life, you're really embracing the infinite and realizing that your life is complete and whole and perfect, with every need already met. Every need. And where even the forms appear to be only immortal life is. That's such a great exercise that I know Herb teaches us in many ways, and Joel also, and Paula Gorman all made reference to learn how to know that God is. There's no God and this thing or me or you or him or her. There's truly immortal being right there. As we rejoice in that and embrace it, there's no time and space. We embrace the now of our being, the consciousness that dwells only in that perfection. To be absent from the body and present with the Lord. And also so helpful to allow your consciousness to embrace this world with that. Other countries, total strangers, neighbors, friends, relatives, loved ones. Embrace them in that expression of love. That's what they truly are. They truly are the expression of God's perfection. As we embrace that in others and around the world, we will eventually realize only God is here. That we allow ourselves to be still. And know that I am God, the true I of our being, will, in that tender, small voice, come forth and speak that it maintains, it sustains all being, the only one being. So then we're always turning back to that infinite allness. That infinite love, the law of love. Thank you so much for joining me. Those of you who are here with me, I know, I so appreciate, I know my longtime followers and the new ones I haven't met, I so feel like I know you already, because it's truly about embracing that one being. That as we do this, we see that sufficiency that God is. Not me, not the little me, not the little you, but God's grace. God's grace is my sufficiency. God's grace is supply. God's grace is in perfect order. And again, just having that feeling that wherever you are, wherever you go, that you represent that sufficiency. You represent that allness. You represent that spiritual abundance. So we're not trying to change pictures. We're not trying to apply truth towards something. We're seeing absolute purity. That divine identity is what we're seeing. That divine soul that only sees divinity in everyone. There's not a mortal being there. And I know it takes practice, and we should so recommend, of course, starting with the Infinite Way books, or my recordings of Joel's books that I've done here. There's many to embrace. And of course, Herb's teachings, which are quite deep. But just allowing that spirit to be where you need it to be the sufficiency of whatever you seem to be reaching out for. But I recommend that Art of Meditation, the Infinite Way book, of course, Spiritual Interpretation of Scripture. Those are very good books to start with. Those are all under Joel's books in my playlists. But as we are willing to embrace this divine life, it truly starts showing up in whatever way that will meet our needs. But we continue to hold to that divine perfection. That's what we allow the stillness and the meditations throughout our day and night to embrace. We allow that to embrace all those whom we love, and even what's recommended to embrace the so-called enemies and see that there is no hatred, there is no violence. That takes practice to see through those forms, what the world wants to say is there, and to react to it and fear it. But as you practice this more and more with those beginning books, they can help you see through the fear, to see through the hate. To do is mentioned, to wash their feet. But you're washing away the mortality, the so-called impurity, as Joel did with many students he visited in prisons, by seeing their perfection right there amongst what the world would say is a criminal. He was able to see that purity and healed them. Many of them were freed from prison. But it takes this practice to continue to turn to that light, that divine life and love, the awareness, that path of awareness that teaches us how to see and allow God to be our seeing of that purity. To know that everything that He created, that all that He made was good. And we're not burying our head in the sand like, the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. No, no, no. We may see with our senses those so-called evils of this world. But what the spiritual consciousness that Joel teaches us in the infinite way, as we embrace that sufficiency, that Christ light, it helps us to let dissolve the pictures, all the pictures of opposites, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the left, the right. We are willing to be servants of God. And to be letting God use us to see His perfection, to see His purity, to see His innocence, and allow Him to be our love, to be our forgiveness, to be our gratitude. I'm so grateful for the many of you that share with me your blessings of being in whatever form you feel you can. But it's such a joy to share that with all those even strangers I meet, and helping them to, without even speaking words, not trying to preach to anybody, just seeing this path of awareness for them, to see that they really are that light. They really are the children of love. Which is being that sufficiency, not seeing lack or hatred or fear or worry or even just physical harmony. We're exchanging that for spiritual perfection, which is to know Him aright is life eternal. We're just resting in that quietness and confidence. That infinity of joy, knowing that He will perfect that which concerneth me. I'll tell you, when you can really start releasing any sense of, even a little bit, release any sense of tension or frustration. Joel also teaches us it's not really our knowing of any special truth. As I've learned that just holding to the 2 + 2 is 4, that principle, that's done. It's finished. We don't need to add anything to it. It can solve any problem. As a matter of fact, as I've mentioned with many of you and talked with many of you, the idea that the 4 is actually in the 2 + 2. So when we come to a problem and we right away accept that, oh, if there's a problem here, the answer must be here as well. The freedom is here. The peace is here. As Gandhi spoke, that there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Such a key to let go of an idea that it's out there somewhere. I have to find it. God is. That takes away passing time. As Joel also mentions in his wisdoms, that if anything is happening in time or space, it's not real, which even the scientists of today have recognized. That mesmerism of the human world, the tensions and fears and anxieties, really there's no cause for them. They just are imaginary. And of course, we don't speak that to those that may feel that, because it seems very real, of course, to the human senses. But we can learn to focus on that consciousness of God, Spirit, to be the light. Let that light shine. That's just like the 2 plus 2 or 2 times 2 is 4. That principle is perfect. And it's effortless as we hold to it. I also enjoyed spending time with a few of you here, and hope you can take away some of that love for yourself. Give it out. It's such a blessing when you learn to do that. To give this out in your day, in your workplace, on the road when you're driving amongst other travelers, in an airplane, whatever. Just give it out, and you will find the joy in that. It brings much peace. So grateful for you all. Many blessings. And we'll look forward to talking on the next one. Have a blessed day or evening, wherever you are. Blessings again.